sort of conflicting feelings about winter. Part of me just loves these cold, crisp days like today. It was -4 this morning. And particularly when there's snow on the ground, it's wonderful. And I kind of like the whole notion of going up a hill and then going back down to the house and putting on the wood-burning stove and sitting there with a mug of hot tea and just kind of reading a book or something for a while, or going back to the campervan and putting the heater on and snuggling up in the warmth. It's fantastic. But the other side of me kind of shirks from the thought of cold, long, dark days and a lot of rain, the slush that comes after the snow, all that side of winter I'm not quite so keen on. And of course, using a camper van brings a certain amount of additional problems in the winter. You've got to get rid of all the water in the camper van and get your water from bottles or kettles or whatever, because you don't want everything to freeze up. And if you've got a good, like I've got a diesel heater, it's great. But if you don't have a heater like that, it can be pretty cold in a tin box in the winter. And of course, the other big problem the campervan in winter is batteries. The cold really affects batteries. I remember the days when the first few cars I had where flat batteries were a constant problem. Every time you turned the ignition, you wondered if whether the thing would start or not because of the batteries. And usually in the winter, the batteries went flat very, very easily. It's not quite such a problem these days. And certainly in the campervan now, I've got a smashing bit of kit that kind of takes away all of that problem almost entirely. Let me introduce you to the Utrai JS-30 jump starter with the air compressor. Now the whole kit is contained in a smart box that holds everything neatly together. The main component is the jump starter, virtually a portable car battery, but it's also a vehicle tyre inflator, a power bank, a work light, and a small on-board diagnostics scanner. So here's what you get in the container. You get a tyre inflator hose, the jump leads, valve adapters, a DC car outlet adapter, the OBD scanner, instruction booklets, and of course the charger itself. And you also get these rubberized gloves, which are pretty useful when you're messing around with batteries. Now my van battery isn't flat at the moment, so I'm really just going through the motions to show you how this works. First thing to do is to connect the clamps to the charger. Red and green flashing lights indicate a connection, and then you're ready to connect the clamps to the battery terminals, making sure of course that the red clamp goes to the positive terminal and the black to the negative. Once connected, the red and green flashing lights change to a solid green light. You then have 60 seconds to get on board and switch on the ignition. Inflating or checking tyre pressures is just as straightforward. Screw in the inflator tube into the unit . Remove the dust cap from the tyre valve . Attach and lock the inflated tube to the valve. Set the PSI or bar level you want. In my case, I want to set it to 58 PSI. Then press the inflator button to start the inflation. It's not a particularly fast inflation rate, but you can follow progress on the screen. 54.5 PSI, up to 57 PSI, and 58 PSI. The inflator stops when it hits your chosen PSI level. Release the inflator valve, refit the dust cap, and you're ready to go. The Utrai JS-30 also comes with a small On Board Diagnostics tool, or OBD. Now this fits into the OBD port in your vehicle, which is usually somewhere, you're around about your knees, beneath the steering wheel somewhere. Now the OBD works with an app that you can download from the App Store, and it connects via Bluetooth. Once connected, you can scan for fault codes, vehicle status, and various fault diagnosis. To my delight, this one indicated no faults in the van. Detection complete, no faults found, it says. Good news. Finally, the unit comes with an LED flashlight, which I have to say is not particularly bright, certainly not the brightest. But there are various emergency modes as well, including an SOS mode. So there you have it. The Utrai JS-30 is a pretty rugged and well-made bit of equipment, and I like its multifunctional design that covers jump starting your batteries, pumping up your tyres on your vehicle, your van, your car, or even a bike or a ball or a sleeping pad or whatever, and it's got an OBD scanner as well, and it's got flashlights. So it's a whole lot of bits and pieces in one, and I quite like that. And I think this will find a place to live here in my camper van. And I can imagine in the future this is the sort of equipment that if I don't have it in the van, I'll feel a bit naked without it. It's a good bit of emergency equipment. Utrai have kindly offered a discount to channel viewers on this bit of kit, so I'll put the details down below, and you'll find everything you need down there. I'll also put a description of the tool itself. If you found this video useful in any way, please think about subscribing to the channel. Please think about hitting that like button. It really does make a big difference with the algorithms, apparently. Not that I know too much about these things, but I'm told it helps a lot. And before I go, we're coming up to Christmas now, so very best wishes, Christmas greetings, and have a great time, all of you, with your families, and no matter where you are. And all the very best wishes too for 2026, which is coming up soon. And I hope you get a chance to get out in your camper van, get out in the fresh air, get out and enjoy the great outdoors throughout 2026 and beyond. And so, until then, Merry Christmas, have a great time, and we'll see you next year. Bye-bye.